In this video, we're going to be taking a look at how to take an existing TrueType Rhinestone font and manipulate it in a little bit different way than perhaps we typically would think of to create the text above the word football here. So what we're going to do first of all, let's just go ahead and delete our read box, and let's grab our freehand pick tool and delete this text. And grab our text tool here, and I'm just going to type out the word Hawks. And what I would probably do is go ahead and resize it at this point to fit the design that we're looking to apply it to. And then I'm going to go ahead and open up the font manager here in EasyStone, and I have a font that I created specifically for this video demonstration. So it's just EXT Hawks Test. So go ahead and set that. Now, what's going to happen initially is it's going to resize, it's going to get smaller. What we do want to do is we want to go ahead and grab our shape tool and adjust our lettering and get it the way we want it to be. You can see here between the A and the W it's a bit far. So we'll go ahead and grab that and we'll just slide it over a little bit here. So whatever you want to do as far as getting your lettering the way you want it. Now the next part of this process is we should set this text so that the circles are starting out SS10 stones or whatever size stones you want to use. In this case, I want to use SS10 stones. So let's go ahead and set those, and you just hit resize font, and it will go ahead and set those circles. Now, if we go back over here to EasyStone and I select one of those circles, you can see they are in fact SS10 size. So now what we want to do is go ahead and select this design, and we can go ahead and manipulate our text at this point. So we have our text selected. Let's click on it one more time. And you see these little arrows? Well, now we can bend that text. So you can see we can manipulate it however we want to. So I've sheared it down, and I'm also going to shear it a little right to left. So let's go ahead and pick that back up and move that back into place wherever we think we want it. Now, obviously, the problem that we have here is now our circles are misshapen. And it depends on how much we manipulate our text, whether or not this is going to be successful or not. But let's go ahead and grab our freehand pick tool. I would probably use my freehand pick tool because I'm used to using that tool. If you're not used to using that freehand pick tool, force yourself to use it. But another option would be is to select one of our black stones and target it, and then select and hit S, and that will just isolate the black stones as well. So there's a couple different ways to do it, but what we want to do is basically just set these back in place. So that's where we would just hit our SS10, and that will set those stones back to SS10s, and then we'll go ahead and give them the crystal color. So just by clicking on our crystal square there. So now we have our text the way we want to. Now, once we've done this manipulation, it may work out okay, it may not. You can see that our S is a little bit janky there, and you can see here in the K, even in the W, these stones are a little bit too tight. And so we could manipulate our text a little bit if we wanted to. One thing we might consider doing is we could select all of our text again here. Let's go ahead and isolate our text. So we can select our text. We could try dropping it down to SS6s and see if we like that. But I definitely want to use SS10s. I already know that. So I'm just going to back that up a little bit and undo that resizing. So what we can do here, just like for our letter S, for example, is I would just go ahead and respace the existing stones, but I might move them about just a little bit to get the S shaped the way I would want it. We can do that quick if we see our S is a little bit misshapen because of the way we skewed it. So now you can see it's a little bit more smooth. And so what we can do then, of course, is come in here and then right click on D, and that will sort everything out. Now obviously I didn't pick one stone, so I will undo that. Make sure all of our stones are selected. then right click on D. There we go. So now you can see all of our stones are nicely sorted. And then we have a similar issue here. Because of the distortion that we did, you can see how much spacing that has been exaggerated and how tight this is as well. So I'm going to go ahead and delete a stone, and we'll right click on D, and that will sort out what we've got left there. And then here, I'm just going to probably bring this stone up a little bit, and I'm going to go ahead and add a stone. And we'll hit S, and then what that does is it selects everything in between. And then we'll right click on D, and we're going to add a stone in. So that looks a little bit better. Now we have to decide on W if we want to add some spacing between these stones. Right click on D, and same thing here. I'm going to delete one stone, and then go ahead and add in another. So we'll go ahead and right click on D. And then for our A, probably going to do the same thing here on this side. Go ahead and add a little bit more spacing there. The other side's fine. And for our H, I think I'm just going to go ahead and leave it at that way as well. So now you can see there are options that you have available. You can get that text in using an existing TrueType Rhinestone font, and so you can shear it and manipulate it some and get it on slant where you're taking it's just another option rather than stoning out the text completely from scratch. So that is an option if you happen to have a font that's going to work in terms of its size for the design that you're working with. Thanks for watching.